Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for concerted global efforts in fight against COVID-19, urges international community to fight against terrorism and fake news. Recovery rate of COVID-19 cases improves to 27.41%. Nagaland government allows movement of indigenous persons from 7th to 9th of this month. And JEE mains to be held from 18 to 23rd July and NEET examination to be conducted on 26th July. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized on coordinated approach to fight against COVID-19. Speaking at virtual non-aligned movements NAM summit yesterday through video conferencing, Modi said the world needs a new template of globalization post-COVID-19 based on fairness, equality and humanity. He said humanity is facing a major crisis in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic and NAM can contribute in dealing with it. He said a non-aligned movement can help promote global solidarity and it must remain inclusive. At the summit, Prime Minister urged the global community to fight against the issues of terrorism and fake news. He said even as the world is fighting COVID-19 crisis, some people are busy spreading other deadly viruses like terrorism, fake news, and doctored videos to divide communities and countries. Modi said India is regarded as pharmacy of the world, especially for affordable medicines, and despite own needs, during COVID-19 pandemic, it has ensured supply of medicines to 123 partner countries, including 59 NAM members. He also said the country is active in global efforts to develop remedies and vaccines for COVID-19. The Prime Minister said during this crisis, India has shown how democracy, discipline and decisiveness can come together to create a genuine people's movement. The number of COVID-19 cases in the country has climbed to 46,433, while the death toll stands at 1,568. Briefing media in New Delhi, Health Ministry officials said the number of active COVID-19 cases stood at 32,138. As many as 12,726 people have been cured or discharged. The recovery rate is 27.41%. He said in the last 24 hours, there were 3,900 new cases, 195 deaths, and 1,020 recoveries. The official said the number of new cases and deaths reported during the last 24 hours has been the highest so far in any day. Stating that timely reporting and management of cases is very crucial, he said some states had not been reporting COVID-19 cases timely, and after persuading them, they have reported such cases. He said this is the reason for the sudden spurt in the number of cases since yesterday. The official said as government has relaxed the lockdown, every citizen should contribute to break the chain of transmission as part of his or her social responsibility by following all precautionary measures. In Nagaland, a total of 724 samples have been sent for testing, out of which 711 samples are found negative. The State Health Department data said the number of samples sent after 3 p.m. yesterday till 3 p.m. today is 16. Meanwhile, the number of sample results awaited is 13. It also informed that 43 persons are presently at facility quarantine and 1,938 were screened today. Nagaland government is allowing movement of locals or indigenous persons who are stranded in outer districts and desire to go back to their home districts, villages from 7 to 9 of this month. Additional Chief Secretary and Finance Commissioner Sendi Younger Imchen, who is also the convener, Empowered Group Nagaland, said all district deputy commissioners are to make necessary arrangements to facilitate the movement of people to their respective destinations in consultation with their respective district NST officials. It said free NST bus services will be provided for the transportation of such persons. Imchen further informed that people of Mon district travelling in NST buses will take the Nagaland Assam route escorted by police without any stoppages in Assam, while private vehicles moving to Mon district shall take the Kohima Woka Mogokchung Longleng route. Human Resources Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank today announced the joint entrance examination JEE mains to be held from 18 to 23rd July. Interacting with students from across the country, Nishank said the JEE Advanced will be held in August and the dates will be announced soon. Nishank said National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test NEET will be held on July 26th. The HRD minister said decision will be taken on pending CBSE Class 10 and 12 board exams soon. The two crucial examinations were postponed due to the lockdown imposed in the country to combat COVID-19. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. In view of the new guidelines on lockdown measures which came into effect from yesterday throughout the state, Nagaland Principal Secretary Home, Abhijit Sinha, has asked all the administrative heads of departments, and heads of offices to immediately work out the engagement and ensure the functioning of their offices. He said as per the revised state's lockdown guidelines, all government offices in the districts along with the civil secretariat and directorates in Kohima and Dimapur are to function in a roster system of having 50% of staff attending the office every alternate week. Sinha said there will be no separate pass for the movement of any government servant from his or her residence to office and back. He further said the vehicle being used by the government servant for the movement, including private vehicles, if any, will also not require any passes or permit for movement. The Principal Secretary, however, advised that the concerned government servants may carry his or her official identity card and produce whenever required in order to avoid any inconveniences. Superintendent of Police Kohima has informed the citizens of Kohima that no vehicle, including two-wheelers, without the requisite movement permit issued by the Office of the Deputy Commissioner Kohima will be allowed to ply during the lockdown period. In a press release, PR of District Executive Force Kohima stated that defaulting vehicles will be seized and booked as per relevant sections of law. Further, loading and unloading of essential commodities, construction materials, or any goods within the municipal area of Kohima town will not be permitted from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday till the lockdown orders are lifted. Meanwhile, local taxis with permit from DC office will be allowed to ply with only 2 passengers. The Kohima police also requested the citizens to cooperate with the police on duty and comply with the restriction order in the interest of public health safety. After the state government permitted the inter-district movement of stranded persons in distress, Kohima, Dimapur and Mogokchung district administrations have started a facilitation process of collecting the names of those stranded persons who desire to return to their districts or villages. In Kohima, district administration has categorized the people into 2 sections, one those traveling from own vehicle and other from public transport. Revenue Officer Kohima, Kevileto Nisa, told AIR News Kohima that issuing of travel permit applications have started yesterday. He said the applications are issued from the relief camp located at local ground Kohima and also through WhatsApp for the convenience of the public. Kevileto informed that till 4 p.m. today, permits to travel on 7th May have been issued to 275 people who will be traveling from their own vehicle to their respective districts, while 1,419 people have registered themselves for public transport. He also said that 52 migrant workers from Assam stationed at the relief camp will be transported tomorrow morning through the Nagaland State Transport. Dimapur District Administration has opened a facilitation cell to assist those stranded in Dimapur and wish to return to their home districts or villages. The cell is located at Deputy Commissioner's office and it will issue travel permit and also receive application of stranded local indigenous people. The center will also undertake booking of NST bus tickets. Deputy Commissioner Anup Kinchi in a statement said the movement is permitted only for local indigenous people having permanent address in Nagaland. He said district administration will also issue permit and travel dates for those who want to travel in their own private vehicles. Further, the Dimapur Commissioner requested all executive magistrates through ward or village authority to compile the list from their respective jurisdiction and submit to the facilitation center. Meanwhile, Mukuchung Deputy Commissioner has also opened up a facilitation cell for movement of indigenous persons stranded in the district. The nodal officers for facilitating such persons are Tamsa Juba Jamir, ESC Sadar, Station Superintendent NST Mukukchung, and Regional Transport Officer Mukukchung. With COVID-19 pandemic having adversely affected on the education system worldwide, with near total closures of schools, colleges, and universities, the School Education Department Nagaland has come up with online classes through various medium. Principal Director of School Education, Shanavas C., speaking to a section of media personnel this evening, observed that the initiative of online classes and interaction through social media platform was practical for private schools. However, he said students in government schools were missing out the classes, which prompted the department to introduce digital lessons via video and audio lectures for a period of 1 month. Shanavas said the ministry allotted 3 hours time for the State Education Department in Doordarshan and All India Radio, Kohima. He said the department had scheduled video audio classes for 1 month for now, saying that the reopening of schools depends on the situation. Shanavas also informed that some important subjects for the lower classes will be considered if the lockdown goes beyond this month. On reports that some schools asking parents to pay lunch their fees, he said the department has not received any formal complaint, however assured that it will address the issue. Expressing his concern for private school teachers, Shanavas said that we cannot ask private schools to stop collecting school fees. And now to end the news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for concerted global efforts in fight against COVID-19, urges international community to fight against terrorism and fake news. Recovery rate of COVID-19 cases improves to 27.41%. Nagaland government allows movement of indigenous persons from 7th to 9th of this month. And JEE mains to be held from 18 to 23rd July and NEET examination to be conducted on 26th July. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.